Alrighty guys, today we are going to go over some news coming to us out of Albania, which for those of you who don't know is a Balkan country bordered to the north by Montenegro, to the east by Kosovo and North Macedonia, and to the south by Greece. But they may soon be getting another bordering nation, albeit in a very unique way. On Sunday, September 26th of 2024, Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama spoke to the United Nations General Assembly in regards to his plans on creating, if everything goes as spoken, the world's smallest sovereign state. In more detail, he expressed his plans for a Muslim state in the middle of eastern Tirana, the capital of Albania, which would be a Vatican-style sovereign enclave controlling only around 27 acres of land, currently featuring a domed meeting and prayer hall, a museum showcasing the order's history, a clinic, an archive, and the administrative offices of Baba Mondi, who we will get into in just a moment, and will allow alcohol, let women wear what they want, and impose no lifestyle rules. In a statement by the cleric, Edmund Brahmaj, known to his followers as Baba Mondi, God does not forbid anything, that is why he gave us minds, he said in regards to his plans on how he intends to rule over this would-be sovereign state that would have its own officially recognized administration, passports, and borders, but would lack proper border checkpoints, a military, or a court system. The Albanian Prime Minister, Edi Rama, says he will go into further detail on plans for this entity, which will officially be called the Sovereign State of the Bektashi Order in the coming months. In an interview, Prime Minister Rama said the aim of this new state was to promote a tolerant version of Islam on which Albania prides itself. We should take care of this treasure, which is religious tolerance, and we should never take for granted, he said. As well, Baba Mondi, or His Holiness Haji Dede Baba, his official title, who is a world-revered 65-year-old Albanian army officer, stated that all decisions will be made with love and kindness. This would-be moderate Islamic microstate, as stated by Prime Minister Rama, would send a message: do not let the stigma of Muslims define who Muslims are, and, as stated by Baba Mondi, that Muslim extremists who set off bombs and use violence to spread their version of faith are just cowboys, and I quote. The proposed territory of this would-be newest Islamic state would match that of their current compound in a very normal, moderately priced residential district of eastern Tirana, and would only occupy just a quarter of the size of Vatican City, currently the world's smallest sovereign state, which is governed by the Pope. Baba Mondi said that size does not matter and that I don't need to be a dictator. Though, somewhat contradictory to that statement, he mentioned that the only significant constraint on his authority would be God, but noted during a toast with visitors that he claims no inability to be wrong by saying that only God doesn't make mistakes. Baba Mondi, the foremost leader of the Bektashi, a sect of Islam that mixes a loose interpretation of the Quran with certain elements of mysticism, the Turkish pre-Islamic faith, and devotion to their deceased wise men called dervishes, moved their headquarters to the city of Tirana from Turkey nearly a century ago in 1925 after Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the founder of the Turkish Republic, forced them to cease their operations in the country. Viewed as a group with contradictory practices by many conservative Shiites and Sunnis, and having been subjected to centuries of persecution in other Muslim areas of the world, the Bektashis have been very prominent in Albania and other Balkan countries like Kosovo and North Macedonia, dating way back to the Ottoman Empire's conquest of the area during the 14th and 15th centuries. Members of the Bektashis once played a prominent role in Albania's nationalist uprising against the Turks, with the promotion of a more relaxed version of the Islam faith that brought together the country's large Muslim and Christian communities to stand for the cause of independence, and one of its members, Ismail Kemali, declared Albania's independence from the Ottoman Empire back in 1912. Although Albania is one of Europe's poorest countries, they have a long history of helping people in need, such as when they sheltered the Jews during World War II and assisted Afghans that fled the Taliban takeover after the fall of Kabul in 2021. And most famously gave us Mother Teresa, the nun and saint who was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize for her charity work in India. Currently, a team of legal experts, including international lawyers, is drafting legislation defining the would-be sovereign state's status in Albania. That would only come to fruition if approved by Albania's parliament, which is highly likely given that it is currently controlled by Mr. Rama's governing Socialist Party, by which his word is highly cherished. Now, it is unclear which countries would agree to recognize the sovereignty of the Bektashi state, and, as far as we know, Mr. Rama, a non-practicing Roman Catholic, has stated that only a few of his closest aides know about the plan, and that his NATO allies, like the United States and the United Kingdom, have not been consulted and briefed about any further details. One country that is highly unlikely to recognize and almost sure to speak out against it is Iran, viewing itself as the guardian of the Shiite Islam against contradictory practices and readings of faith. Albania's somewhat small 2.5 million resident population is about 50% Muslim, with Bektashi Muslims making up around 10% of the Muslims in the country. With the rest of the population being made up of mostly Catholic and Orthodox Christians, it allows the country to be well known for its relative religious coexistence and harmony. Now, citizenship in this would-be nation would be provided only to the top religious members and the members of the church involved in managing the sovereign state itself. As of right now, all we know is that Baba Mundi and a council that will monitor its religious and administrative operations will constitute the would-be government. In quotations, the new state will aim at nothing but the spiritual leadership. So, let me know in the comments what you all think about the possibility of this potential new sovereign state, and let me know if you guys want me to cover more of these kinds of topics, because I love history, I love politics, and I love geography, and would be thrilled to go more into depth about other potential new countries in the future. Thank you guys for listening, and have a nice night.